They're called samskaras. Samskaras are like little videos or little photographs, little snapshots of our senses and our mind. So we should allow as much time and as much space for activities of spiritual quality as we can. And even when we can't avoid doing some material duties, we should arrange our life in such a way that we're doing these duties for some spiritual purpose. And in that way, our whole life will become transcendental and glorious. Because at the end of this life, we go back to the spiritual world. The next verse, 6, you show it? Good. Anadi nidhanam Vishnung sarvaloka maheshwaram lokadhyakshang stuvan nityam sarva dukkhatigo bhavet. Never was there a time when Lord Vishnu first came into existence, and there is no time in the future when he shall cease to exist. He is the supreme master of all planets, living entities, and the demigods who control the universe. He is the all-knowing, all-pervading witness who sees everything. One who regularly glorifies him becomes free from all material miseries, and in that liberated condition becomes full of transcendental bliss. So this is very nice. Anadi nidhanam. Anadi means he has no origin. Nadi means like a node or an origin of something, like a seed or a branch from which it grows. But he's anadi. He has no origin, no source. And nidhanam, in the future, he will not disappear. And that Lord is called Vishnu. Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. He's the supreme controller, Maheshwaram. Maha Ishwaram. So the greatest controller is naturally the Supreme Lord, or the Lord of all planets, all demigods. Lokadhyaksham Stuvan Nityam. He's the master of all planets, living entities, and demigods. Even the demigods worship Lord Vishnu. In fact, the demigods routinely get into trouble and they have to go to Lord Vishnu and ask for help. Because actually they don't have supreme powers. They don't have enough power to control this whole universe. So the demons are always getting the demigods in trouble. They have to go and pray at the shore of the ocean of milk. And then Lord Brahma meditates and he gets the answer to their prayers, usually in the form of some instruction. Go here, do that, do this. Then I will appear and solve everything. So, this is a wonderful prayer by Bhishma. And it's perfectly composed according to Sanskrit poetic meters and so on. And then finally he says, Sarva dukkhatigo bhavet. Sarva dukkha, all sufferings will be removed. Bhavet is the future case. All sufferings will be removed by glorification of the Supreme Lord. Now it seems very strange. How can we remove material suffering simply by glorifying the Lord? Simply by chanting His holy name. Krishna, Krishna, Chaitanya, Narasimha, Vishnu, Om. Any of these transcendental names of God have the potency, complete potency of the Supreme Lord invested in them. Lord Chaitanya reveals that in his Shikshashtaka. He says, O Lord, you have invested all your potencies in this holy name. But I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. So we have to understand that by associating with the holy name, we're associating with the Lord. I mean, after all, it says here that He's the all-pervading witness. He's present everywhere. He's always with us. We're never apart from Him. We only think we are because we're not in spiritual consciousness. But as soon as we learn how to love Him and serve Him without a break, He reveals His presence to us. And when that happens, we become always aware of His presence, always in His presence, and always engaged in a dialogue of service with Him. My Lord, what can I do for you? What do you want me to do now? And then He inspires us. He gives us the intelligence that we need to serve Him properly. So we should always be aware that the Lord is watching us. There's no secrets. We can't hide anything from Him. All of our hopes, fears, ambitions, desires, thoughts, our different evaluations that we give things, He knows all of that. So there's no question of hiding anything from God. When one is on the platform of regulative service, Vaidhi Bhakti, then when he's in the temple or when he's in the company of other devotees, he tends to put forward his good face. The well-behaved devotee, the nice devotee, who does everything very properly. And then when we're on our own, by ourselves, out of view, then the real person comes out. But a pure devotee isn't like that. A pure devotee has one personality, which is who he really is, because he's aware of his real self. Now, the thing about self-realization is that when the Lord reveals Himself, He also reveals our eternal identity. Because we see ourselves in relationship with Him, and we see what kind of relationship we have. So at that point, it becomes possible to really know who we are. Up until that time, there's always going to be some confusion. Always going to be some hesitation. Well, let me see, is that really me? Or is that just who I think I am today, this week, this lifetime? That's the trouble with non-eternal identity or material designations. As long as we accept some material designation, we're always going to be uncertain if this is really who we are. And certainly it's always going to be temporary. If I think I'm this body, or I'm from this country or that country, or this occupation or that family, or whatever, this race or this planet, even these are all temporary designations. Our real designation is that we have some service relationship with the Lord. And what is the nature of that service relationship? That is the subject matter of self-realization. When the Lord reveals Himself, we see our own self reflected in the mirror of His service. And we see, oh, I actually always wanted to be this way. I always wanted to serve the Lord this way. I always wanted to feel this way. I always wanted to act this way. And in that moment, when we see the Lord, we also see our real self. And in that mirror, there's no distortion. There's no uncertainty, because all these attributes are eternal. And we come to realize who we are with full confidence, full understanding. And for the first time, we really know ourselves. So Socrates' dictum, know thyself, is only possible in God consciousness. It's only possible in a state of self-realization, because the Lord and our relationship with Him is the only mirror that shows our true face, our eternal identity. We not only have an eternal identity, we also have eternal preferences. And by association and study, we'll find that we're attracted to certain forms of the Lord more than others. All the forms of the Lord are attractive, transcendental, eternal, and so on, absolute. But some of these forms are going to appeal to us more than others. This is natural because individual spirit souls have certain preferences, certain qualities that they prefer. Now, all transcendental qualities are wonderful and perfect and beautiful, but according to our preferences, some will attract us more than others. Some people will be attracted to Krishna's form as a cowherd boy. Others will be attracted to Krishna's form as a transcendental lion. Some will be attracted to his childhood form. Others will be attracted to his youthful form. You see? Some will be attracted to his forms in Vrindavan. Some will be attracted to his forms in Dwarka. Some are attracted to Ramachandra. Some are attracted to all different incarnations of the Lord. And there's hundreds and thousands and millions of different forms of the Lord. He manifests